Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds, let the AI do all the work, and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Shelby from GPS Track It, CRO with them. How you doing today, Shelby?
Doing fantastic. Glad to be here.
It's great to have you on. And well, I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, wondering what GPS Track It is all about. So let's kick it off with that. In your own words, can you tell us a little bit more, Shelby?
Yeah, it's sort of given away in the name of the company, GPS Track It. We sell commercial fleet solution focused on, routes for, commercial fleets, location, and really most importantly, driver safety. With a number of different ways we do that with our hardware and software. So we're all about connecting the trucks that you see on the roads, doing all the work and making sure that the fleet managers and companies have all the data they need to protect their drivers and optimize the driving behavior. And that's, in addition to, asset tracking as well. Anything related to a fleet, whether it be a field service or whether it be, in the cab is where we're focused.
All right. Awesome. Great to hear that. And so that way our listeners who are listening could get a good understanding of your company. What are some key problems that you solve for clients?
Yeah, so selling into the commercial fleet space, right, which to define that for listeners, think everything from a Ford F-150 that is a landscaping company to an Amazon or a delivery truck with UPS to large 18-wheelers, right, is the type of customers we're selling into with us with a big focus on SMB. The major problems in this industry that are solved with GPS Track It is, one, the risk mitigation you have if there are accidents. Poor driving behavior leads to a lot of increased cost. It could be high insurance rates. It could be replacing the tires, servicing the vehicles, or just flat out, of course, in the case of an accident. So we are driven by our video solution. So we install a camera that faces the road, faces the in-cab, and then we use auxiliary cameras that go outside the fleet as well. And that insurance is the peace of mind that these SMB customers up to large clients need in the event there are issues, and then they can help prevent those issues. The other thing we help solve is that, companies in some cases have anywhere from 4 or 5 to thousands of trucks in the field, and being able to know where they're at, how they're being used, and really optimize the routes and where they're going to optimize your time. Trucks that are just sitting waiting for direction or late for an appointment or early for an appointment aren't being utilized the right way. So there's really those two sides of the problems we solve: full visibility into how your fleet's behaving, and then the risk mitigation for the drivers and the companies to reduce their cost.
Right. Awesome. So then would it be fair to say that your ideal ICP is fleet only companies, or is there another vertical segment that you guys like to go for?
Yeah, it's pretty vertical agnostic in terms of the types of companies that have fleets. The difference in verticals comes down to sort of the types of vehicles more so than like the vertical that they're used in. And we've got different solutions kind of spanning the different verticals, mostly in terms of what customers might buy from us. Cameras are really important for all customers, but, route optimization might not be as important and something you don't want to pay for a customer who's serving a local market with a small team. So, that's probably the best way to answer that one.
Okay, awesome, great. And so how would somebody usually find out about you guys? What would you say is your top client acquisition channel?
Yeah, so the great thing about GPS Track, and this is a key thing for any company with your namesake and SEO, sort of what we do is implied in the name. And so it allows us to have a really good rank in finding us on the web with that name. And we've got a really strong ranking to find us on Google. But that's just going to get folks to your site, of course. But the primary means that we use for that is, paid search campaigns. So we're on, Google search display ads. We do social media campaigns, influencers. So we are primarily targeting buyers with account-based marketing and other tools and bringing them into us and then linking them up with a sales team. The second means for us is using indirect partners, companies that collect valuable data from people that are searching on the web and grabbing that data from them and then calling them fast. So that model is really about, someone's online searching for this service. We're not always going to catch them on our website. We'd like to. And so we partner with other companies that capture that data. They then feed that potential customer data to 5 other companies. And so, when you talk about marketing, there's, for me as a chief revenue officer here, it's about bridging the team so that our marketing and sales teams are completely aligned, and your customer service teams as well. But primarily on that marketing and sales team, when we get a lead, for example, that maybe 4 other companies have, whether they've gone through this indirect channel or maybe a lead we've purchased, we have to have a team standing by that can call them fast, call them often, and then follow up with really good marketing content about our solution. And the quicker we do that, the higher we convert every single time.
All right. Awesome. Great to hear that. And as talking about some conversions, so that way our listeners who are tuning in, they can check you out at gpstrackit.com. What role does the website play for your client acquisition?
Yeah, I mean, it's super important. It's our voice. It's where we gather information on our customers. It's where they learn about us. We use a lot of the typical tools you're seeing now with the live chat features, for example, which have proven to be extremely valuable with, both AI, responses like auto-generated responses, as well as real people. We make it really easy to connect with the real person. In some businesses, D2C businesses, that's probably not as important. When you're selling a complex solution, which while our industry has sort of been around for maybe 20 years, they are still complex solutions because every single fleet, every single company that has fleets might have differing needs that they have. So to be able to speak with someone live in our business is super important. So getting someone on the website to consume as much data as quickly and concisely as possible is fantastic. And then the ability to connect them with a human being today, I think where we're moving with AI, we'll see that change. But today, it's really critical to, again, get that person on the phone with someone when you're in a complex selling environment. So anybody listening with a company that has solutions that can be drastically different based on the needs of their clients, we still find it incredibly valuable to tie those leads to actual people and be on the phone.
All right. Awesome to hear that from you guys. But let's switch gears a little bit, Shelby, and let's talk about you being the leader there for GPS Trackit, you being the CRO. What are some key tasks you focus on your day-to-day work?
Oh, man. Client acquisition is like our number one priority, right? What we just talked about. And then the efficiency in which we move clients through the funnel while maintaining as we sort of refer to it, the Batman and Robin approach, right? The assistant to the superhero. Like, we view our clients as the superhero and we're here to help them. And so to make that one cohesive approach, there's a lot of internal stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis to maximize, from the time someone learns about us to the time someone buys about us to gets the first invoice. There's quite a bit there. And the marketing side of it, the website clarity, the way we're acquiring these leads, the way we speak, is something we're just constantly tweaking.
All right, awesome to hear that. And well, let's jump into our next section here, Shelby, which is our rapid fire question rounds. You ready, Shelby? All right, awesome. Yeah. First off, what is the last book that you read?
Last book I read was 4 Disciplines of Execution.
This is a phenomenal book for anybody who is looking for the how, not the why on strategy. So many books have been written on, why strategy, how to put together a good strategy, but how to actually go execute on that strategy. It is what the book's all about. And, joining the company 7 months ago, we had to make a lot of changes early on. And so pulling everyone together to stay focused on the one major thing that's actually going to help us achieve our goals versus the minutia of other things that we get caught up in.
Highly recommend the book, Four Disciplines of Execution.
All right, awesome. Great read there for our listeners. Next is, what is one single thing that your company is focused on at the moment the most?
I would say right now is massive investments in AI. So we are now using AI to cold call into potential customers. And when I say, cold call, warmer leads that we've nurtured through different marketing tools that give us data that they might be a prospective buyer. But we're using AI to make those calls and schedule an appointment with the sales rep. And on the other side of the house, we are investing as much budget this year as we've ever invested on any one thing in our platform to have AI become the fleet manager for our customers. So in addition to just the algorithms that are run, leveraging AI to make those decisions on behalf of our customers on how to manage those fleets better. So I think we're sort of leading the industry in terms of investments on true AI in the platform, but already leveraging AI on, the sales side. And then of course with ChatGPT and a bunch of other AI help kind of content, all of our content's generated on AI. So I think for us, AI is probably the term that's used most often, is the thing we have to get right faster than our competition. And it's, so far just leading to actually more hiring opportunities with people that understand it to help us manage that. So we haven't yet viewed AI as a job replacement tool so much as a way to enhance our business for our customers, which drives more employees. So it's been, mutually beneficial.
Awesome. Great insight there. I mean, like 2023 was a huge boom in AI and everybody's going into it. So I'm glad that you guys are tackling it now because it's an important thing and we got to start using it, right? I think the more years go by, the more it's going to be in our lives. So definitely.
Yeah, I think the general, every consumer understands like AI for content generation, but we're still learning, everyone's still learning about the real use of AI long before we get to robotics and, what Elon Musk is talking about, right? That will come someday, but long before robots take over, there's massive amounts of intelligence that we can use to just do tasks that humans are just never going to figure out. And our customers, and this is across all industries, all customers struggle to ingest so much data that's provided in all these great platforms. And leveraging AI to help serve up to those customers the things they really need for them to do their jobs better is going to be critical to differentiate ourselves in this industry.
Definitely would agree with you there. And next here is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, Shelby, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Gosh, if I could have complete consumer understanding of buying behavior, if I could completely know what's in the head of a buyer and how they perceive us, we would make so many changes faster if we really understood how we're perceived. We do a lot on customer surveys to get CSAT scores and make changes. But man, if the technology allowed me to, digitally understand the buying behavior needs and demands of our clients in a fast way, we would react, in seconds.
Definitely would agree with you on that. And lastly, Shelby, you do have a lot of experience already, but what would be one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
I would say to not be a follower, be a challenger. Being a follower is fine, and seeing what your competition is doing is fine. If I could go back in a few different companies, I would focus the time on the strategy and execution to be a challenger in the space and show customers how and why you're different and why that matters to them. I think, not spending as much time trying to be as good as the competition, knowing who you are and focusing on those things that make you different would be my advice.
Definitely all great advice there from you. And Shelby, thanks a lot for being on the show with us today. I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about your company?
About the company, is that, we are one of the leaders in this space because we're primarily focused on the safety and efficiency of our drivers. And that sort of gets lost sometimes in the different features we have, but we genuinely care about
the drivers and the people that they impact, and making safer, efficient drivers, while good for our bottom line and good for their bottom line, in an indirect way, we really feel that we're protecting people out there in the space by using our solutions. And I think that's something that gives the company a lot of excitement, that we're protecting both the driver and, people on the road and other people. So, the value of human life is obviously super important. We're happy to play a role in that.
Awesome. Great to hear that from you guys. Well, Shelby, thank you so much for being on today's episode. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Check them out at gpstrackit.com. And we're looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Shelby.
Thanks, Ernesto. Appreciate it.